Hi everybody, this is just some guy and today I'm going to review Transformers vs. the Visionaries. Have a seat because this is one of the wordiest comics I've read in a while. Here we go. Let's be fair. The book isn't as bad as I thought it would be. It's written by Magdalene Visaggio. I've reviewed her Kim and Kim series, and it was a hot mess. But I wanted to be fair and approach this book with an open mind. Okay, that's a lie. I kind of assumed it would suck, and I was surprised that it didn't suck. It's not good, but it's not terrible either. The art is drawn by Fico Ossio. Ossio does a good job with the book. I like his style, I like the layouts. The posing is pretty dynamic, which is impressive since no action happens in this book until the tail end. I've got to imagine that Ossio got bored and just said, fuck it, I'm gonna make this interesting. He gives us some cool angles and some nice shots like this one, and this one. Very visual and nice to look at. His expressions are pretty cool, so if you're just skimming the pages, you can at least get a sense of what the characters are thinking, because they're not doing anything. Ossio does squash down the Transformers. I'm used to them having longer torsos and legs. Maybe there's been a design change and this is a new look. All the characters are recognizable, but they're not using their original designs. Just making the legs longer would offset the scrunched up look. Overall though, he does a good job with the handful of Transformers he got to work with. The writing is better than I expected. Whatever Scott Snyder has done with Mags during her DC writers training appears to have worked. This certainly reads better than anything I've read of Mag's work. It's got structure, it's got a coherent plot. I think I know what's going on. I'm not sure about that because this is following up another story and I don't know anything about that tale. So a lot of the stuff I just don't get. Mags does try to give us a rundown of what happened before the story. The Visionaries invaded Cybertron and took it over, and now the Transformers have to deal with them living on their planet. It's one page with very little dialogue or captions to explain the plot, which is weird because Mags has no problem with verbosity for the rest of the book. Why do you get word stingy at the beginning and then can't shut up for the other 20 pages? Mags exchanges forced swearing and random plot points for Claremont level wordiness. There's just way too much dialogue in this book. I know it's setting up the situation, but really, even Data from Star Trek would be like, okay, I got it. That said, Mags couldn't completely help herself. We get this roll call page, and I'm just going to read it as is. Representing Cybertron. Cup. Been there, done that. I didn't make that up. This is actually in the book. Ironhide. Former Warhorse. Current Grump. In the book. Actually in the book. Wheeljack. Autobot Scientist. Breakdown. Velocitronian Lab Aid. Representing New Prismos. Merklin. Imprisoned Prismosmian Magician. Virulina. Darkling Lord. Done with Cybertron. Nope. In the book. In print. In the book. Leoric. Spectral Knight. Meow. In the book. It's in the book. I swear to God. Stop playing your game. Look at the screen. Actually in the book. You know what? Fuck the other two. I'm done. I get that it's supposed to be a joke. I get that. But it's just stupid. It's like the shit that progressives put on their Twitter bios. Writer. Artist. Pet mom. Butt burglar. Grr. Very grr. Let's just stop with the fake cutesy captions. They just don't work if the book itself isn't a joke. It works with Deadpool, not with Transformers. So to get back to the plot and the story, again, the basic premise is that the Visionaries tried to take over Cybertron and failed. And now they're refugees on the planet. They've got this talisman that gives them their power, and it corrupts and destroys machines. The talisman is burrowing into Cybertron's core, and if it reaches it, it will destroy all the Energon, basically killing the Transformers. So Cup and Ironhide go to the Visionaries to try to negotiate a kind of truce and to give them somewhere to stay on the planet. All the Visionaries aren't looking for a peaceful coexistence though. Virulina wants to take out the Transformers, and she makes this known in a pretty major way. She kills Cup, stabs the shit out of him. Now, I know it seems like I jumped ahead, but I really didn't. Most of this book is just characters talking about what's already happened and what they would like to happen. I'm going to be generous and say that this is just a setup for a larger story. That's fine if this were a graphic novel, but it's not. It's a single issue that's part of a miniseries, and nothing happens until the last 5 pages of the book. If you don't mind reading each character talking about the refugee problem for 15 pages, I guess it was exciting. Otherwise, it's just meh. Can I have the trade? Can you just give me the full trade right now? I actually don't mind the story. Go ahead and have the Transformers and Visionaries face off. Fine. I just want to get to the good stuff. This is supposed to be a miniseries, and usually with a miniseries, each issue matters. You could cut out the first issue entirely and start with Virulina murdering Cup, and then fill in the audience as you go along. That's what I would do, because Cup's death is a better opening than closing scene. And let's just take a moment here to say, you killed Cup? Why? I mean, I love the only Transformers movie that counts, and Cup is awesome in that movie, but he's not a major character. Kill Wheeljack. That'll at least screw the Transformers in the story. I'm just saying, a more prominent character dying would raise the stakes. Maybe Mags pitched this and got turned down. Maybe Hasbro said who could be killed off. I don't know. I just think it's weird to write this series as a complete story and then break it into pieces where the first issue takes so long to get to the point. Then they add this in memoriam for Cup at the end of the book, which is just confusing because we don't get enough time with the character in the story to care that he died. So this is really only for older fans who know who the character is. Anyone new to the series wouldn't get it. I realize you had pages to fill, but you could have just used ads for other books, or used those pages in the beginning to better explain what the fuck is going on. I will give Max credit. I do want to see what happens next. Excuse me. Oh, God, I can't believe I said that. My fear, though, is that I'll get another issue of Chitty Chitty Chat Chat with 4 pages of awesome, then it's over. My question is, why does this book exist? Are they bringing back the Visionary toys? Is that what this is? I mean, I'm not gonna buy the toys, so this doesn't work on me. I wouldn't give this comic to a kid because there's so much backstory they'd have to know that I think they'd be confused. You also don't get much of any of the characters to really get a sense of who they are, which could hurt the appeal. The best way around that is pointless action, which normally Mags does. Watching these characters fight could sell some toys, but that doesn't happen. The book isn't bad, it's just boring for 95% of it. You can skip the first 15 pages and just start from when Wheeljack explains that the talisman is tunneling down to the planet core. That's pretty much all you need in order to understand what's going on. When the whole series is finished, maybe this might be worth a buy. Right now, I'd say save your money and just watch the reviews. You're going to see all the pages you need to see to know what's going on in the story. I wonder how well this book will do with orders though. I can't imagine there's a huge audience for this particular story. Outside of a toy money grab, I'm just a little confused about why IDW made this book. You've got plenty of Transformers books. Did you really need another one? I'm not saying you can't make it, I'm just saying that the audience that would even know who the Visionaries are probably aren't going to buy this book. I would have just rebooted the Visionaries altogether and get rid of the crossover. Turn them into your own thing as much as Hasbro would allow and go from there. This just seems like a weird title to put out because I don't think it'll sell very well. It probably would have been better as an all-in-one graphic novel. Just tell the whole story, charge $17 for it, and call it a day. Hell, you could even bundle it with toys of Transformers and Visionaries who fight each other. You can have that idea, Hasbro. You might actually sell more books that way. But what do I know? I'm just some guy.